Well, hello, Paul here. ManiacsMeat, PA Brew News on the channel again. Gonna do a little special one here. This one I put off for a little bit. Two of my friends did this film, and I know they mentioned my name in both of their films. Lee Russell over at Lee Russell's channel, also Hoagley's Beer Reviews, and They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast. Check them out on YouTube and Podbean. I co-host when I have a chance. And the other one is The Clueless Drinker, Mondo Squilito himself, Peter Davis. So big cheers to both of you, and thank you for asking me to show my films and see what I have and blah blah blah. What films exactly? By the title, I think you can already tell. My Italian film collection, mostly of course horror, if you can figure that. So there we go. But we have a little bit of things going on. They're here behind this film score in particular, one of my favorite Italian films, Della Morte dell'Amore, or Cemetery Man, from 1994. Absolutely fucking nominal. And I will probably run out of here and I'll flip the vinyl over, blah blah blah. Okay. So to get into it in a more cinematic way or dramatic way or whatever you call it, there's many types of different beautiful Italian films in different genres and styles: horror, giallo, beautiful crime dramas, the exploitation, the whole deal, the plethora. Sometimes a nice little quick, easy killer, very sleek. Sometimes you like that. Sometimes a little bit more brazen, but with style. Sometimes you like a big brandishing blade that really flickers in the night in the moon shadow. Just got done watching Blade in the Dark, and Shock. Just doing a little torso as well. Sometimes you want more like The Prowler, even though that's not an Italian film. Sometimes you want a little bit big, bolder, stabby kind of knife style. I don't know. Everyone has their own little thing. I don't have a beautiful switchblade. I wish I did. Sometimes you really want really artistically but big and brash kind of knife work in your films. I love, me personally, just a nice pointy long blade. But that's just me. That's what I like. And I actually just got done writing the screenplay for Giallo. Very simplistic Giallo, not a lot of dialogue or anything, but it gets right to the point. So hopefully you'll enjoy that when I get a chance to post it on my other site that I'm going to be starting up here soon. I'll probably even pop the cinema, the ManiacsMeat over there, which will be No Budget Trash Productions. At least I'm honest with what I want to say. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get back into the idea of this film, which is my Italian film collection. Okay, first off, and I tried to be as coercive and concise as possible going through. I have some films because of moving back and forth that I don't have here, but I put a list down of the ones that I don't currently have on my possession right now. And of course, there are some that I still love to get. All right. So right here, we have Nightmare. This is an American and Italian production from 1981. Now, I will not know. Come to think of it, let's get priorities straight and crack open a brew, since it's going to be bedtime for me after this anyway. Here we go. Chuck that in there. Label out, folks. It's still a brew channel. Little Sierra Nevada Narwhal. Excuse me, Narwhal. Throw that over there. Now that's better. Let's get out of the way so we can stack some stuff here. I'm still waiting not to stab myself with a pencil. So there you go. So we got Nightmare from 1981, the uncut version, the uncut DVD. Here's another one. This is by Lucio Fulci. Lucio Fulci's Perversion Story. There you go. Another one by Fulci. which is, I can hear some of these DVDs do not like to stay in their cases very well. Bad DVDs. This is The Devil's Honey. I'm not going to go too far into the films if I don't have to, because I got some films. Alright, this is the one I just picked up for a very reasonable amount of money, too. This is the Sabata trilogy with Sabata, Adios Sabata, and Return of Sabata. Now, Adios Sabata does not star Lee Van Cleef, it actually stars Yul Brynner. And I haven't watched it yet, but definitely going to check that out. And there's a couple other Sabata films, too, that you can enjoy. Alright, this is another one, and with Sabata, and this one as well, I got into them watching the spaghetti westerns over on, because of the They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast. Make sure to check them out on Lee Russell's channel and Podbean. This is Klaus Kinski's The Great Silence. Excellent, excellent spaghetti western, but done in a lot of the cold atmosphere, and you don't get a lot of that isolation. Holy crap. You don't get a lot of isolation and cold in these spaghetti westerns. Usually, the more, desert kind of quality, the kind of western vibe. So to get like a frontiers vibe on there was really, really, really cool. I really did enjoy that film quite a bit. Here's another beautiful one, Lucio Fulci. And Lucio Fulci will probably have a lot of these to do with these, but that's what happens. This one is Cat in the Brain. This is a nice amalgamation of different films. It just kind of like flashes back and forth in his mindset of what he's seen as filming and stuff like that. And one of the things I will say is a shout out to a film I don't actually have by Lucio Fulci is Touch of Death, which is one I definitely would like to get in the future. Alright, this is a fun old one. And actually this is one of the ones where I'm trying to think of the guy's name right off the top of my head. David Hess, I'm pretty sure. This is one of his best films. This is House on the Edge of the Park. Crazy good film. Lovely, lovely, sexy revenge film. Gotta love it. House, it basically goes off by, how the last house on the left. Last house on the left of the park. Was it last house on the left, last house on Dead End Street, and House on the Edge of the Park. The house kind of vibe films. Alright, here's a crazy ass one with John Saxon. It's got John Saxon. It's damn good. This is Cannibal Apocalypse. I actually have the vinyl as well, which is nice. It's actually a Morricone vinyl, which makes it even damn better. Morricone's score. Alright, here's some sexy Joe D'Amato stuff. And you will find the lovely Laura Gensimer in this one, but you will also see one of these, can't talk, one of the actors in here on a couple other films that are on this list right now, and I just cannot, George Eastman, I don't know why my mind like that, but this is The Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. Very interesting film, and very X-rated, I guess, and this is the first film I've ever watched that has a cum shot in it. Two girls are having sex with this guy, pulls the dick out, cum shot all over her face after she's banging this other, and just said, okay, well then sign me up, son. So there you go. And weird acting with George Eastman trying to be very serious and have a horrible time while banging another girl. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, another Lucio Fulci, baby. Another Fulci film brought to me. This film was sent to me by my great friend Martin from Germany, so thank you very much, Martin. Conquest. Crazy ass cool film. You like a little Conan and sci-fi and all shit put together, definitely check out Conquest by Lucio Fulci. Beautiful film. Real fun. Drinky, drinky, drinky. I got all the time in the world. But probably should have used the coaster. Alright. I hate to sound like a broken record, but this one's also by Lucio Fulci. City of the Living Dead. There you go. And if you look here, there's a euro mark on there for 25 euros. I actually bought this. That was a funny voice. I actually bought this when I was in Germany, at a really awesome video store, and this kind of stuff is not technically to be sold. Certain titles are not allowed to be sold in Germany, but they had a plethora of them in back stock. Not going to tell you where it was because of certain reasons, but I was allowed to go in there and explore this secret chain room after they shut the store down and unlocked and take off bolts and chains and open this door. And it was kind of funny because you're walking through like midget porn and scat porn and all the craziest porn in the world you'd ever think of and all this stuff, and then he takes you and closes the door and locks it and turns the lights off and takes you back through there and then shows you this mysterious hidden locked room, and it has all this banned films and stuff in it, and you get like Halloween 2. It's like I just walked through geriatric midget scat fisting porn, and Halloween 2 is behind a locked door. Well, it was still damn cool anyway. And this is one of the films that I picked up, City of the Living Dead, and he was nice enough to not charge me 25 euros, and he charged me 5, so excellent, super cool on you. Alright, now we're back into it more with some more fun stuff. This one's sealed because I have another edition of this too, but this is the Lucio Fulci's, I'm a broken record again, I know, The Black Cat. This is the red line edition, I believe, the red edition of The Black Cat. The Edgar Allan Poe story, The Black Cat from Lucio Fulci. As I said, I have another version of this that's probably in this pile. Okie dokie. Here we go. Another one by Lucio Fulci, and I just didn't realize I put this many Lucio Fulcis in a row. That's crazy. Manhattan Baby. It's something that I'm not a real huge fan of this, so I have to get into it a little bit again. Of course, it has Bob in it, and we all hate Bob. Just like we're watching Blade in the Dark, there's Bob, and just City of the Living Dead, more Bob. House by the Cemetery, more goddamn Bob. And we don't like Bob, do we? No. Hi, I'm Bob. Yeah, we just said your fucking name 5 times, idiot. We don't like Bob. Alright, so I'm going to get up and do this again. And I have pants on, so super score to you guys. Alright, here we go. This is going to be into the more controversial side of the Italian cinema, for sure. And I'm not a big fan of animal violence. You know, as long as I get to eat it afterwards, I'm okay with it. But other than that, not so much. So this is Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust. Right there it is. Alright. Cannibal Holocaust. And this is the unrated version. 2-disc deluxe edition. I actually haven't watched this film in a long time because of that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I might have to just sit down and immerse myself in Cannibal Holocaust and Cannibal Ferox, and just kind of immerse myself back into it and just really see about getting my taste buds back around these two films. Now, these films are very controversial and very realistic when they were filmed. And actually, the director was pulled right into the court at some point in time after making them, because basically all the actors kind of disappeared off the face of the earth for a while after filming the movie. So he had to actually track them down and prove they didn't get killed. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, another beautiful one with the beautiful George Eastman. This is Grim Reaper, also known as Anthropophagus. Anthropophagus. And then, of course, there's Anthropophagus 2, also known as Absurd, which is on my list right here because it's not at my house. But here is the Grim Reaper. However, this is an edited version where, unfortunately, even though it shows you on the cover, it doesn't actually show the baby getting pulled out of the womb and bitten, and it doesn't actually show him pulling out his guts and eating them. Those are the two cutscenes in this, sadly. Okie dokie. Next one on the list. Fun one. Very interesting. A little sexy at times. Killer Nun. Well, the title says itself. Alright. Here's the next one. Another one by Joe D'Amato. And this is a Severin release. Severin and Blue Underground have been doing some really crazy stuff lately. Now, this one I didn't know what to expect, and it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. definitely worth a watch. This is Papaya, Love Goddess of the Cannibals. Definitely interesting, definitely different, definitely worth a watch. Here are two that I've had for a very long time, and I love me some Nazi exploitation film. I just do. This one's Achtung, the Desert Tigers. Very, very good. This one's a fun one, but the best is this one. I Love Women's Camp 1911. Very, very, very fun. Now, there is another one I had somewhere, and it said Holocaust something. I can't quite remember where that is, but I can't even remember the title of it. But it was quite a long time ago since I've watched it. Now, I'm about to pull out, not that, I'm about to pull out a beautiful film from 1975 based a lot on Last House on the Left, but I think out of all these films, these revenge films, this one is just the best. The best. The best. And that would be Night Train Murders. Damn. Night Train Murders. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so damn good. It's artistic, it's unnerving, it's sexual, it's awkward, it's this, it's revenge, it's lust, it's sex, it's death, it's this, and the fucking end really makes you pissed off. And that's a good thing, because you gave enough to give a fuck. And you get to see her, the one woman involved in this film, in a very nice scene at the beginning of Deep Red. She gets killed. So there you go. You get your revenge in Deep Red. Okay. Anyway, back to the list. Another Joe D'Amato classic for me. Especially the one scene where the girl's eavesdropping on some fun stuff and doing some fun stuff of her own. Good scene. Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. Now, I don't have a lot of Emmanuel films. I would like to get Emmanuel in America. I have at least one more Emmanuel film, but I don't have a lot. But very good, very fun one. Absolutely good time there. All right, now we're getting to the epic classic Giallos, because we're just gonna say two of them right off the bat that are like the tops. Right now, Dario Argento's Deep Red. It's hard to get better than this for a Giallo. It really is. I know everyone has their favorite Giallos, but it's hard to get better than this. But I'll show you what's better than this. Tenebrae. Oh, this one is... I have the VHS of it too I was going to show you, but I couldn't find it off the top of my head because the boxes and bullshit. But this is fan-fucking-tastic. If anyone wants to watch a Giallo for the first time, this one. Absolutely this one. Okay, we're moving right along to the east side with The Living Dead of Manchester Morgue. And yes, I heard a clunk. It's a 2-disc set, and one of the discs is not where it's supposed to be, so let me just pop in there. It was actually filmed in England and Italy, and was filmed, the Antique Shop was actually filmed in Manchester, where I was in March of last year, which was really fun. So there you go. Really interesting thing about spraying crap all over the chemicals, turning everybody into zombies. This one I got from my friend Gavin as a gift, and a very nice film. I really like it a lot. Nothing like kissing that goat's ass. This is Antichrist. Definitely interesting film, and of course, a playoff of Exorcist. I mean, it's obvious, you know, but it's very good. There are some lovely films that play off major Hollywood films, like Crocodile, like Killer Croc, Crocodile, Great White, those kind of films playing off Alligator, playing off Jaws, stuff like that. I don't have all of them. I really want to get more because I just like the way they're done. It's very blatant that they're just trying to copy off like giant Hollywood films, but I love it, and I love the way they're done. And usually they're better, not by Jaws though, because Jaws is fucking amazing. Another film I wanted to get is called Tentacles. That just sounds great. Okay, back to Fulci. We couldn't stay away from Fulci too long, could we? No. House by the Cemetery. My favorite Lucio Fulci film. Absolutely my favorite, and it's not everyone's favorite, and I think that's even why that's more my favorite. I just love this film. It's one of the first films by Lucio Fulci I ever saw, and I just love the damn thing. We're going to skip back over to Dario Argento really quick though, with Phenomenon, which is great because you get to see Donald Pleasance, and Donald Pleasance is fucking rocks. He actually plays a serial killer in a film called Paganini's Horror, I believe it's called, and I don't have that sadly, so I'm going to have to track that one down. Okay, another film that is inspiring me to try to do a little visual giallo play just to try out the cameras and stuff, and stuff for the new film we're going to try to make. Torso. Just a really atmospheric, really cool, but very sloppy, mind you, part where they are just in this beautiful, like, birch tree forest, but it's like a bog swamp, and she just came from this crazy ass orgiatic kind of hippie beatnik trance vibe shit where everyone's just making out and being naked, and then of course he tracks her down. But overall, it's nice because there is a village right there, a huge, massive village. They're up on this mountainscape, looking over with this beautiful chalet and stuff like that. But the funny thing is, they're isolated because they're so far up. They can't call for help. They can't. It's so funny being so close to your. It's like a saving grace, but being completely isolated at the same time. Torso might not be for everybody, but it's one of those first proto slasher giallo kind of things. It's kind of like Bay of Blood. Very, very interesting. Alright, we're going to do one that you've seen before already. This is City of the Living Dead, but this one is Don't Torture a Duckling. Very interesting, child murder, a lot of anti-Catholicism kind of vibes to this one. Very interesting stuff from Fulci right there. Alright, one pile done. And we're only 22 minutes in. Hey, look at that. Okay, up over here. Ho, 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 ho. Okay. You've seen this one on the first Maniacs Meat podcast, and I'm going to talk to you right now about, excuse me, Last Man on Earth and Fangs of the Living Dead. Two films shot in Rome, beautiful stuff. Also, Lust of a Vampire 2 is really great on the list. All right, let's get some more on some love. Beautiful kind of giallo style love, and Mario Bava. He's the godfather of Giallo, as far as I'm concerned, with Bay of Blood and Shock, things like that. This one is Blood and Black Lace. Absolutely lovely. All right, here's another fun one shot in, I think it was two different places, but Italy being one of them. This is The Vampire's Night Orgy. Just pure, lovely, disgusting vibes going on with this cheap trash. I love cheap trash. Oh, speaking of cheap trash, 1985's The Pleasure by Joe D'Amato, I'm pretty sure. So there you go. The Pleasure. All right. Going back over, we couldn't stay away from Fulci for too long, couldn't we? No, we can't. All right. Back over to The Beyond. The Beyond is just a beautiful film. Lots of kind of Louisiana kind of vibes there with a lot of the bayous and swamps and stuff they're going through there. The house is so great. The house at some point in time gets to this really great scene where they all leave. They all run away from the house, and slowly the lights come on. You see corpses behind the lights, and it has a really great ghost story kind of vibe to it. And I believe we did this one on the Lee Russell's website. They must be destroyed on site. Podbean, and Lee Russell's channel on YouTube. Okay, here's a really weird one, and this is the XXX rated version of this one. This is The Beast in Space. There we go, The Beast in Space. Little sci-fi adventure stuff with a lot of sex in it, like gotapans and stuff like that. So like half man, half goat with a weird horse dick kind of having sex. You don't see a lot, it's not that crazy, but at the same time it gave it the X rating. So if you like a lot of crazy sci-fi stuff, definitely for you. All right, going back into a little bit of that Nazi exploitation almost, and a little bit of torture and all that kind of good stuff. Like what it says right here, it says torture, rape, lesbianism, and an outstanding cast. Sounds pretty fucking good. This is 99 Women. by the lovely Franco, and believe me, it's sexy as hell. Okay, now we're going to move into a little bit of nunsploitation. Wow, oh my god, I have to start the thing again. That's twice now. That's fantastic. This fucking list just keeps going, doesn't it? Now we're going to get into a little nunsploitation with the Nuns of Saint Archangel. Again, it's your typical nunsploitation, a lot of kind of desire, lust, a little bit of Satanism in there, kind of mixed. This one's softly mixed, but it's still there. You know, a lot of this kind of self-deprecating, but wanting to do things, kind of beautiful nunsploitation. It's a beautiful nunsploitation. There you go. Let's go back into the Amazon once again, shall we? We're not with Cannibal Ferox or Cannibal Holocaust, but with Amazonia, a young white girl who gets her parents killed and then has a revenge thing on the people who actually killed her, because they're made to believe that the cannibals did, but actually it was other bad people that were with her parents, and she gets revenge in a white Amazonian girl way. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Okay, we're gonna go back into some. Let's see, is this Fulci? I'm trying to remember. Maybe I can just read it. Nope, Bruno Mattei. I love some Bruno Mattei. Hell of the Living Dead? Oh fuck yeah. This is Bruno Mattei's Rats. Rats is just nice trash from the 80s. It's just so great. You get to see a rat kind of crawl through a girl's hoo-ha and come out her mouth. I mean, who doesn't love that? I mean, the film is so crazy, and it's just like, it just throws you into this apocalyptic world, and apparently they're trying to fight people you barely ever see in the film, and these rats are coming everywhere, and it's just very apocalyptic, but kind of really well done, and I enjoy it. Okay, we're going to go back a little bit to the Laura Gemser versions, and we're going to see Laura Gemser in the Sister Emmanuel. Okay, if you can imagine explicit, just lovely lesbianism. I know, you just can't. What's the point of explaining it? It's Sister Emmanuel, Laura Gemser. There's going to be lesbianism. Sold. There you go. Okay, we're actually moving right along now. We have Behind Covenant Walls, and this is another beautiful nunsploitation film. And just a lot of this one is really fun. It's just basically the nunnery just goes absolutely nuts. And there's like, you just see slowly, one by one, everyone just kind of loses their shit and just goes absolutely crazy. But they all kind of do their own different thing. It's not just all sex. There's like some people, the one just wants to do yoga naked for some reason, and the other one just wants to jump on wooden dildos, and the other one, they kind of all just do their own thing. The one just wants to pig out on grapes the whole time. But again, kind of the same thing here. You have a lot of beautiful nunsploitation action. You just have that kind of desire, a little bit of, the darkness, And this one is this is another one from Joe D'Amato, and this is Image of the Coven. And this is one of the most highly sought after, and well, not sought after at least, but highly kind of recommended and highly praised nunsploitation films out there. This is a 2-disc special edition, and actually it is beautiful. So definitely give that a go. For sure. Okay, let's get off the nunsploitation for a second before we get too worked up. Now we're going to talk about Dario Argento's Cat O' Nine Tails. A really, really actually great story. Definitely about this the fact that they pull into the blind man and the daughter, the niece rather, into this. They really do a good job. Definitely recommend Cat O' Nine Tails. A really, really great Giallo. Kind of, I don't know if I want to call this a Giallo. It's a whodunit murder mystery. I guess not really just a whodunit murder mystery. I won't go all the way Giallo with this one, but it's definitely a great, great film. Okay, here we go. Black Belly of the Tarantula from Blue Underground. Let's see. I have the reason I bought this film was I actually have because of another Morricone soundtrack, I ended up buying the soundtrack to this, and because I was like, well, I have the soundtrack, it's really nice, kind of jazzy, like really cool stuff by Morricone, I decided to buy the film. So here we go. Now, yeah. Again, this is just a beautiful kind of like whodunit killer, like, you know, thriller killer. You know, it's not like a Giallo or stuff like that, but you know, the deranged killer goes around injecting girls with poison and stuff like that. And you kind of figure out who it is. So like both of these films, the Cat o' Nine Tail and the Black Belly of the Tarantula, they're more just like whodunit crime film, murder films, but they're really really amazing. Well, don't worry, I'm not done yet, so you have lots of time. I'm actually on 30 minutes with this damn thing, and I'm still going through my list. So fucking awesome. You believe me, you came through like a little bit past the half point. Okay, actually I need to save this one because I need to put this back in it. This one is Mario Bava's Shock. Prepare yourself. It has it actually has Daria. Actually, I believe they were married at some point in time because Daria Argento. She got the name Daria Argento later, but this is Dario Nicolia and John Steiner in Mario Bava's Shock, which is a really really excellent kind of ghost story manipulation of mind film. And really gets ghost story at the end. At first, you just think she's crazy and stuff, but more and more things start happening, covering up a murder of her husband and things like that. It's actually really well done, but at the same time, like, you feel so bad for the guy because he wants to be with her and he's doing all this to help her, and then she fucking whaps him in the fucking chest with a pickaxe. That's what you get for helping bitches anyway. That sounded rude. I'll fucking get you. That's right. Anyway. Good beer. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to, we just said about Mario Bava. Let's go back to Mario Bava's one of the beginnings of slasher films. One of the ones that gave Friday the 13th, for example, its kind of inspiration, the start of it. This is Mario Bava's Twitch of the Death Nerve, also titled Bay of Blood. Excellent film, another crime whodunit, but really implements the gore, implements the kind of beach, like the kind of lake beach kind of vibe, the family of just bastards trying to stab each other in the back as fast as they can, and you don't know who's the killer in the end, and it's just one of those nice ones. So definitely good, and you get to see mom and dad happily waving at their kids before they shoot them with shotguns. So it's fun. Anyway, good film. All right. We're getting finally down to the pile. This is a nice little one. I've only actually seen this one once since I bought it, but there's a lot of nice sexiness to it, a lot of crazy stuff going on in it, and definitely recommended. Let's see. This is the letterboxed version of The Worms Are Waiting, and it's The Night Evelyn Came Out of Her Grave. I always got this confused with Let's Scare Jessica to Death, which was basically like, you know, this basically, they were just trying to mentally fuck this girl over so they could take care of her, you know, take over her franchise and her house and stuff like that. But this is quite different. So definitely check out The Night Evelyn Came Out of Her Grave. All right, here is a film. Now this is a film, I'll be absolutely honest, I have never seen this film. I own it. My friend Martin thankfully sent it to me, and I'm really appreciative that he sent this one to me. However, I just got a new computer, and I will be watching this very soon. This is Four Flies on Gray Silk. So this is a nice, really great box edition of it from Germany in Region 2. So once I get the new computer hooked up, I'll be checking this out, and I'm really looking forward to it. Lovely Giallo, I already know it is. All right, you want to hear some crazy shit? We're gonna get some crazy ass Jess Franco shit right now. Oh yeah, new computer, woo! All right, this is Venus in Fur. Venus in Fur is just a really, really crazy ass film, and yeah, it's a crazy ass film. It's a mind fuck. It's a ghost story. There's this, you don't know what's going on in this film. Definitely interesting. A lot of sexiness, a lot of just kind of crazy beatnik vibes, a lot of music. You get to see Jess Franco playing like a trumpet in one, a piano in another. It's kind of weird, but definitely check it out. It's a really fun film. Venus in Furs. Okay, moving right along. Here's another little fun one. This is called Plain Motel. If you can imagine, lots of sex, lots of betrayal. Hey, good for me. All right, going back into another one. I haven't. I've only watched this once, but because of Lee Russell's podcast that I co-host on, They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast on Podbean and his channel, Lee Russell. This one is called Massacre Time, and it's another spaghetti western by Lucio Fulci. Real dirty, raw, rough, absolutely in your face. Not a lot of nice gore effects with the gunshots and stuff. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you enjoy the film I'm about to tell you by Lucio Fulci, which is The Four of the Apocalypse. Another great spaghetti western. If you've seen that, you definitely want to check it out. It's got Michael Pollard in it, and the funny thing is, like, Michael Pollard is a drunk and an asshole, and he only plays one role, no matter what fucking film he is. And he even plays Michael Pollard in this film, even though it was that long ago. So it's pretty interesting. Fabio Testi is absolutely amazing in the film. Michael Pollard, Lynn Frederick, and of course directed by Lucio Fulci. So definitely check it out. There's another one, which is Franco Nero's being in Kioma. Definitely check that one out. And God Said to Cain, another great spaghetti western. The Fighting Fist of Shanghai Joe, and White Comanche. And I got this in the Spaghetti Western collection. And I really didn't pay that much for it, and they're great films. Five great ones. I do have another one, and I'm not sure if it's a spaghetti western or not, but it's another one with Lee Van Cleef in it, and it's called Death Rides a Horse. And I'm not sure if that was a spaghetti western that was based out of, funded and produced in Italy, but shot in the Wild West and stuff like that. I'm not sure. That could have been on the list, so I might mention it just in case. Okay, another one coming down from the red edition, kind of like the Black Cat. This one is Demonia. Demonia is just fucking crazy. It has one of the coolest scenes where this guy literally gets ripped in half by two trees. Just drawn and split right in half. And it's really brutal, and it's really well done, and goddamn, they made sure they made that fucking part right, because it if you saw this in the theater, you'd be shocked, because when DVDs and clarity and stuff like that, you can rewind and all this kind of crap. If you would have saw that for the first time, your fucking jaw would have dropped. So Demonia is definitely a good one to check out. Really like a ghost story, haunted spirits, the whole deal. Really paranormal. Really just great. And Demonia. Huh. This one's all in German, so I'm reading the German. Well, anyway. I thought Demonia was by Fulci. I can't remember who Demonia is by. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, I get to start my vinyl again. I'm so happy. That's 4 times. And I'm still going. Another one by Fulci is Woman in Lizard's Skin, or Lizard in Woman's Skin. This is a psychological, drugged out trip of a film, and someone is going around killing these girls. It's almost blaming them on her, because of the fact that she's always involved somehow, but she's so acid tripped out the whole time. It's very, very different. Very different style of film. Very colorful, very visual, but pretty damn good too, and nicely brutal. So there we go. You don't expect anything but brutality from Lucio Fulci. So there you go. Here's actually a beautiful film, and it actually has Christopher Lee in it. And Christopher Lee is just he's the fucking man. Pretty much. This is The Whip and the Body. And he just plays a devious ghost-like presence with a cut throat, and he just whips the shit out of this girl, and she loves it but hates it, and it's just taboo. Okay, and I said before, I have another version of the Black Cat, and there it is. All right, gonna go with some Michele Savio, and this one is presented by Dario Argento, but this Michele Savio is the same person who who played in Demons, which I do have, but unfortunately not right now. Demons, he plays the Iron Masked Man at the end, and also produced one of my favorite ones, again, Della Morte d'Amore, or Cemetery Man, that you're listening to right now. So Marco Savio's The Church, really great special effects. People trapped into like this abandoned monastery kind of area, and shit's going all this down, and there's a beautiful like goat demon that has sex with this girl, and just wow, yeah, just the effects is amazing. Definitely a good one, The Church, Michael Savio. Okay, we're gonna go into some chaos right now, and this one is just a twisted ass film with real great special effects for the time and just fucking crazy. This one is Beyond the Darkness. Beyond the Darkness, and it is wow. I always think I know who it is, and I go, oh fuck, who is it? Well, Goblin did the music, which is awesome, but this is Beyond the Darkness. I almost wanted to say it was Joe Diamanto who did this one, but I'm not sure. But this is a ride. Let me just tell you, that's a fucking ride. Okay, we're just gonna go into pure class, pure sexy class. Barbara Steele is just amazing. This is one of her first main appearances in a film, and she stole the show, of course. Barbara Steele's in Black Sunday. Black Sunday, absolutely gorgeous. She's even gorgeous when she has all the push pins in her face from getting that iron mask slammed on her face. She's just something else. She's amazing. Here we go with Bloody Moon, a nice little slasher film from 1981. I'm pretty sure this is from the Jess Franco collection, and this happens to have one of the most naive women I think I've ever met in my life. Where basically she's like, obviously this guy's not like having sexual pretend role play time. He's tying her up to like this buzzsaw, like lumber mill shit. She's, oh, that's fun, that's kinky. Oh, the saw's turned on. That's fun. Oh, this, and it just fucking lops her head right off. And I was just like, really? Where can I find women that naive? I mean, come on. There you go. Tell it's a cure for fucking diarrhea or something. Well, she'll believe me. Anyway, we're moving on from that right now. Okay. Like I said, we just got done watching Blade in the Dark. Blade in the Dark's a really, really fun slasher. Really a lot of great special effects. 4 major crazy-ass kills. Based on a nice, an actual woman who's making a horror film. She actually gets killed by her own film in it, which is awesome. A lot of directors do get killed by their own film. And then, of course, a musician's kind of trying to figure out the whodunit. You kind of think it's him the whole time, but it's not. And then the one that actually made Blade in the Dark possible, Lamberto Bava's first film, is Macabre. Macabre is crazy. Macabre is just one of those sick, twisted, demented things that people just snap. After her boyfriend dies, she keeps his head in the refrigerator and things like that and makes love to it. It is just twisted as hell. And me and twisted go together well. And that rhymed. Yeah. Okay, so here's a double feature. And you gotta love double features. Here we go. And actually has features and stuff, other features and stuff, extra special stuff too. So there we go. Okay, those are the DVDs out of the way. Wow, how about that? I can actually move my drink over here now. Okay, now we're going to show you a little bit of some big box DVDs that I thought some of you might actually enjoy watching or seeing. This is a big box. You can see what I mean by the clamshell big box of The Church. This is a Region 2 release I bought in Germany, limited to 222 copies. Really cool stuff. This one is A Mansion of the Living Dead. That's why it's in German. Super awkward, crazy ass film. Again, in a big box DVD version I bought in Germany. Really cool, kind of creepy ass special effects going on. And finally, for the big box clams, I showed you the film already, but this cover is just awesome. And this, and you can see the sexy naked goodness on the backside. This is Torso. There we go. So another beautiful release of Torso. Okay. And now the last two are VHSs. This is a great film with a nipple biter, literally. Burial Ground. There we go. I don't know if you've ever seen those one, but it's a zombie film. Zombies come back from the dead. They just start taking over the family. The family comes back. You get to see this really awkward scene where this guy who's obviously like 20s or 30s, but they try to make him look like a kid, is infatuated with his mom. And by the end of it, she's like, "Oh, take me," which is like fucked up. And then he bites her nipple off. And it's like, that's even more fucked up. Nice. There you go. But there you go. There's Burial Ground. Directed by Andrea Bonacci. Bonacci? I don't know how to say that. And then, last but not least, the Klaus Kinski remake of Nosferatu, which is very, very, very artistic. If you thought, I mean, this one is very driven by visuals, artistics, the plague coming through with the rats while everyone's eating dinner. Very, very interesting film. Klaus Kinski does a great job. I know he's hard to work with for sure. There's a couple films that I don't have that I like by Klaus Kinski. Agira Wrath of God, I don't have that stuff. I mean, there are a few ones out there that I need to get. But yeah, Klaus Kinski does a great job. They always seem to manage to do a very good job casting Count von Krolak, basically. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know if it's called. I don't know if his name was Max Schreck. Was it Krolak? I'm trying to remember because I know that was Krolak in Fearless Vampire Hunters. So Orlok. Count Orlok. So you have Max Schreck in the original one. You have Klaus Kinski. You had Willem Dafoe in Shadow of the Vampire. You had Reggie Nadler in Salem's Lot. They were just built for that role. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how good they did. And still, it's really crazy about Max Schreck because Max Schreck was really never seen of that much again ever, before or after the filming of Nosferatu. So really, it's like did so good and he looked so good and everything was so good. Were you just like a vampire pretending to be a human just to make the film and then he disappeared again, or what the fuck was going on there? And that's why they made Shadow of the Vampire. Now, real quick, let me just run down a short list of films that I own, but unfortunately they're at my parents' house. It kind of went down in my head. One, Absurd, also known as Anthropophagus Part 2. We also did that on They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast on Lee Russell's channel and Podbean. And then, of course, another one we did on Lee Russell's channel, Black Sabbath, Baron Blood, also known like Castle Blood or something like that. We had Della Morte della Memoria, as I already talked about, Inferno, Mother of Tears, Suspiria, The New York Ripper, another Luce Fulci that I just absolutely love, Zombie 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 4 rather, I should say, because Zombie 1, of course, is Dawn of the Dead. And then you get Hell of the Living Dead, another Roberto Obave, or, oh, that wasn't right. Oh, I hate when I can't remember the names. And Nightmare City, and then another Barbara Steele that's classic, that's absolutely beautiful and lovely, is Long Hair of Death. I have that one on VHS. Yeah. I just hate it when you accidentally like forget the name of a. Where's Rats at? Yeah, I just hate it when I forget the name of a director when I'm trying to fucking say anything. But anyway, Bruno Mattei. That's it. Bruno Mattei. Hell of the Living Dead, another great Bruno Mattei film. It's really crazy as shit. And actually, the funny thing is you get to see the SWAT team, and I just have this feeling that they're all little individual Rogers in a way from Night of the Living Dead. It's like weird. They have like a whole SWAT team of Rogers, but in different ways, like split mentalities. Anyway, I love it. I know this has been, well, it's been 50 fucking minutes. Let's be honest. It's been in 50 minutes. This has been Paul from PA News. This has been my Italian film collection. Hopefully in its entirety. I try to be very precise about it and blah, blah, blah. And I know I don't have them all in my possession right now. I probably forgot some anyway. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative, entertaining. Anyway, we're about coming to the end. Thank you very much, Lee Russell from Hoagley's Beer Reviews and They Must Be the Short Outside the Movie podcast. Check them out on YouTube and Podbean. And of course, thank you very much to Peter, the Clueless Drinker, and Manu Scalito on YouTube. This has been Paul from PA News. The vinyl's over, I'm over, and you're over. Enjoy. Have a great time. See you later. Bye-bye. Watch that finger.